This week's Torah portion is Parshas VaYakhel. Parshas VaYakhel relates the actual actions of building the holy sanctuary, the tabernacle in the desert, that God commanded the Jewish people to make a sanctuary for him, that he should be able to dwell in it. God is everywhere all the time, but it should be a focal point of mankind's recognition of God's presence in the world. This is brought to us in great detail to emphasize the importance in every action that we take. Now, when we look around us in the world, we see two apparently different directions. One is we see the Torah portion is telling us about the creation and the building of a place that represents and as a focal point for man's service of God. And at the same time, we see in the world today, we see a lot of deception, a lot of lies, chaos, and an attempt to dismantle everything that exists on all fronts. So the question is, what is the reality? And the reality is, wherever we place ourselves, whatever we want to spend our time thinking about, whatever we want to spend our time involved in, that is the reality that we will continue to experience, and will give strength to that reality. So if we want to see the world as a chaotic place falling apart, and this person is threatening this person, and this country claims to be invading that country and so forth, and we follow along with all the cues provided to us in the media, but what we should be getting agitated about and hysterical about and excited about, then we are experiencing a reality in our own thinking that seems very real. On the other hand, we have the choice that we can make sure to focus on what the Torah is telling us, that we are in the process of building a dwelling place for God Almighty in this world. And we have to stay focused on that. Imagine that we're in the middle of building a building a beautiful garden. And there's a hurricane going over there, and this person's trying to distract us, and the dogs are yapping, and so on and so forth. And we kind of say, oh my gosh, this time, let me go look and see what they're doing. Let me go see what they're saying over here. Let me go, which side should I take in this new dialectic, this new phony dialectics, this new phony dispute and debate? Which side am I supposed to take? And then you're going to argue with the guy here and that, argue with the person over here, and keep on top of all the details that are being generated for your consumption, for the amusement of those generating the details, because they're amused by the fact that they're able to so quickly distract people and get people worked up. So our job is to say, we're not interested in all their details. We're not interested in all their mythology about why this is happening and why this is caused and who's causing it, who's promoting it, and what the response is supposed to be, and how we're supposed to play along with all the games of deception. On the contrary, we have to recognize that God has a vision for us, for the world, for creation, for every single human being. And our job is to go ahead and continue to spread the light of godliness in the world. There's no real reality to evil at all. Evil is only the absence of light. And fighting with evil is a very exhausting thing, because you're fighting with somebody that doesn't exist. On the contrary, if you recognize that anyone who is acting out on a thought that is against God, they're really fighting against God. And the way to address the issue is to shine light into that place, which could be as simple as smiling at the person, which could be as helping a person. It's as simple as bringing new life into the world, because it is the goal of all of the darkness of the absence of light is where the scarcity mentality kicks in, and then a person starts making calculations. He doesn't have this, he better not smile at people, better not show his smile, he better not be helpful to people, he better not go visit people, better stay away from people, he better not bring, God forbid, children into the world, because there's not enough resources and so forth, and there's chaos and there's wars and there's lack of this and lack of this, and all this kind of absence of clear thinking that results from the absence of light in our intellect, and the absence of light in our hearts, and the absence of light in the places where we are insistent on not seeing the light. So therefore, the job is, by saying to everyone around us, I will smile at you, I will do something kind for you, I will come and visit you, I'll make sure that I can help you, I will bring new life into the world, and I will encourage you to bring new life into the world. That is what brings about the building of God's presence in the world. God brings about an experience that every single human being's reality is the reality of godliness. It's our choice what we want to be experiencing right now, and at every moment is the reality That's the reality. We need to spread the hope of that message to every single human being. And I hope you'll join me every week as we learn the Torah from the light of the way that Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov taught it, Moshe Rabbeinu taught it, and all of the great righteous people in the Rebbeim in every generation taught the Torah is something that is a blueprint for creation, and the blueprint has to be rolled out into the creation so that the creation could model itself on the blueprint. And that comes from being able to teach every single human being the parts of the Torah that relate to them, so they should know what the blueprint says and how they're supposed to conduct themselves. And through that, we will be sure to have every single human being on board. We will be sure to have every single human being assisting in their part in building the actual permanent holy temple in Jerusalem for the benefit of every single human being. As God Almighty says, my house will be called the house of prayer for all the nations. And we should be able to experience it immediately now through our decision to go with that reality. And by making that decision to go with that reality, we actually are not only living in that reality, but we spread it from person to person, that we actually create through the coming of Mashiach Tzidkenu, our righteous Redeemer, a reality of a world which is the reality that already exists, and all will come revealed as soon as we drop our insistence on paying attention to all the last vestiges of people who are still trying to hang on to the imagination that the light isn't there. And so we are merit to live in the times of the last moments of the exile and the first moments of the redemption, when we can actually make and bridge this transition. Make it happen immediately. Should happen now. Have a good Shabbos.
Now, just a moment before we are done. You are here because you are like me, not satisfied with the condition of the world and the Jewish people, objecting to the direction that confused people are running in, and intent on seeing God Almighty's vision for the world fulfilled. Torah is a manual for action, and we are taking action. At RabbiSmith.org, we have one goal: to connect every man, woman, and child with God Almighty. This is the only way forward, and that includes you. RabbiSmith.org has 2 tracks, one for non-Jews and one for Jews. My job is to help point you to the truth, that not only is the divine spark in you bursting out, but you have loving responsibility to those around you, and they will thrive from your clarity and your orientation. Now, join at RabbiSmith.org. We have new initiatives starting. We have just started a weekly class, Amunah, Faith in Action, to shepherd our faith and learn how to shepherd the faith of those around us. Videos, audios, materials, and newsletters. But most importantly, a relationship. The relationship of one person wanting the best for another and taking action to make that happen. At RabbiSmith.org, I will be asking you to make a personal undertaking to share what you learn with others and to spread the message of hope to every person, and to make a small daily contribution to support our joint vision and mission. Join us as we get the world on track for Mashiach, for redemption, and make it unfold. Enroll at RabbiSmith.org, and I will see you there.